All right, it's 7 o'clock. Do we have a quorum for the beer board?
Yes, sir. We have 4 here.
Okay, we will open the beer board meeting agenda. We have a quorum.
Yes.
We have a the beer board meeting minutes from last meeting on December the 9th. Has everybody had time to review those?
Yes.
Okay, if there are no additions or corrections, those minutes will stand approved. Are there any additions or corrections?
No.
No,
Hearing
sir.
none, they stand approved. Consider the approval of beer permit of, can you pronounce that?
I think it's Hari Krishna is his first name, and I'm going to say it's Van Kadala is his last name.
Okay,
This is the old Gherkins. They've changed hands again, and they need a beer permit.
okay. Has the chief performed a background check?
Yes, sir. And it is approved.
Okay. All right, is there a motion on the beer permit application?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the beer permit. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, if you would call the roll.
Sandra,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Judy,
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
unanimous.
All right, so the beer permit is granted on a vote of 4-0. Is there any other business to come before the beer board? Hearing none, I will declare the beer board meeting adjourned. Next, we will go into the workshop, financials, review the August financials and individual fund recaps. Is there anything you need to point out?
Not really, no. Everything's rolling along fine. Does anybody have any questions?
No
The
questions.
gas looked like it made money and on very little revenue.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let me see what we got. Well, it's down 108,000 for the year to date. So it's, we're cranking up for the winter. So it's going to be like that.
Right, but
At
I was
this
talking
time.
about for the month.
Yeah. Oh, yes, for the month. Yes, it did.
Okay.
Sorry, Jason's trying to get on and he's not getting on the correct meeting also. Hang on a second. I had a problem last week. Sorry.
That's okay, Bob.
I should have resent it today and I forgot to resend it. So hang on a second. Oh, man. I'm looking in the wrong place. So that's definitely a problem. There we go. I'm going to send this to Jason. And I'm going to text him. Just take me a second here. Thank goodness for spell check, or else I would have never gotten through that. Okay, sorry.
Okay, is Jason on?
I think he's coming. He's working on it. I
Okay,
just sent him the correct link. So, and I texted him that I just sent him the correct link. I tried to schedule a different beer board meeting and a different workshop, and then I realized that was ridiculously stupid because we're all going to be in the same meeting together. And then I sent out another email after that with the correct link on it, and I should have. Anyway, it just got messed up.
It all worked out.
It's working out. That's right.
Yeah.
We got through the beer board meeting anyway.
All right, do we know if he's on yet?
No, he's not on yet. I'm gonna call him. Hang on a sec.
Mayor, while Bob's doing this, can I report on the TML board meeting?
Certainly.
Okay. A week ago Wednesday, I attended in person the TML board meeting in Nashville. We recognized our new executive director, who is Anthony Haynes.
Hey, Bob.
Who was the UT lobbyist, the head lobbyist for UT for 15 years. And he helped us with the UT Martin Center with the legislature and the Higher Education Commission. Bob knows a lot more about the details of that than I do. Also, he sent me a email, which I've asked Bob to forward to all of you. And the last full sentence on there is what I want everybody to see. It says, "You guys are the champions, the UT Martin Center." And I thought that was very nice of him.
Boy, that is.
It is nice.
But hopefully Bob will send it to you. But that was the reason I sent it.
Well, he played a significant role in getting us the money and going through the legislature, and getting through THEC and all that stuff. So he played a pretty big role also.
Okay. Jason, I see that you were on. We just were discussing the financials. Did you have any questions on
Not right
financials?
now.
Okay. Review a list of expense line item overruns.
Yep. A lot of these are going to be taken care of with a budget amendment, which I've been working on, well, for the last couple of months. Basically, it started with the insurance going up 20 something percent that we didn't anticipate, and some other things that have been going on. So I've been working on a budget amendment, and a lot of this stuff will be taken care of with the budget amendment.
Okay, any questions on that? All right, capital projects and purchases.
So we've completed a lot of projects. We've got some in progress right now. They're working on the museum roof. I don't know if you've seen them up there working on it. Yeah, you've seen them up there with all kinds of stuff up there. We're working on I've gotten some specifications for the roof over the UTMS middle roof there. That's over the kitchen and Kara's offices and that part of the building. Just doing that one section. So I'm working on that specification. Chief is still gathering information for the computer system for the police vehicles. Firehouse project, I've been working with USDA to make sure I got everything in order. We have on the agenda later on tonight, we've got an amendment that we can add additional funds to the TDOT grant to cover it, some additional work at 80-20. You know, we have a 20% match on it. So we're going to take a look at that a little later on. And we did get the gas phase 7 is underway. And we did receive the pickup, the half-ton pickup truck, and we've ordered the vibratory plow. So things are moving along.
Any questions about that? Okay. Sales tax.
We're holding up there in close to the $60,000 range. We're on pace right now to do just a little less than 700,000 for the year if this pace kept up. So,
Wow.
yeah, pretty significantly
That's
way up
cool.
there. And you can see since May, the revenue is up significantly. And it's held up there in the upper 50,000s for the last 4 months. So,
Or do we have an explanation for that?
well, a lot of it, I think, is due to people buying stuff local, because of the virus. You've got people coming from out of town to go to our grocery store sometimes. You've got Tractor Supply and other places that deal with necessity items. They're really going well. And of course, we have a lot more people buying stuff online. I know that my wife is actually considering buying stuff online for Christmas since we can't seem to get it at the stores anymore. So it ought to be interesting to see what happens, next February. Next February, which is December's sales tax revenue, ought to be very interesting when that comes in.
Another thing too, Angie's sold a ton of furniture.
Yeah.
And it's people that live in Fayette County, but not Somerville.
Yeah. Well, they're wearing their furniture out, I guess, working from. I don't know.
No, they're bored and they want new.
That's
Tired of looking at it.
Right.
Yeah.
They're tired of looking at the old furniture and they've been in the house more often and, they want something new.
They want to do their yard and buy furniture and paint.
Yes.
Right, there you
Yes.
go.
I agree with all that stuff.
Mayor, we'll have to do a budget amendment on that revenue, won't we?
Yes, I've already calculated that out in my budget amendment that I'm working on, Mike.
Why did you go lower? Was it because of the COVID?
Well, we decided to kind of cut back just in case. So,
Yeah, okay.
we could have, I guess, kept the same as we were last year, but even the same as we were last year wasn't anywhere near what it is right now.
Yeah.
So, we just decided to cut it back to make sure we had enough money and not over budget. And that's what we did. And, we took the police cars out. We took a few things out that we can probably put back in there. But, we just need to, when we get to maybe January, we probably need to do a big budget amendment and then we'll see where we go, how we go from there.
Okay.
And the other part, and that revenue is great. And there's other revenue that we got from grants from the state that aren't calculated into any of our revenue also. They just were, passed $48,000 to us to buy 2 vehicles and, for COVID relief, basically. And so that revenue's in there. And also the expense is in there that hasn't been calculated in. So it's just, there are a lot of things. And so I've kept track of it I've been keeping track of it on a spreadsheet, of course, a spreadsheet for the last few months, just to make sure that I've got it all organized so that when we do a budget amendment, we only have to do one this year.
Any other
We're going
questions?
to talk about a bonus for the workers.
That's up to you guys.
I think we could talk about that at the next month's workshop.
Okay.
I'm, some of the economists are saying that there's been so much money pumped into the economy, but then there hasn't, all of that's gone away. So nobody seems to know how that's going to affect things down the road. Depending on the election might make a difference, but there was lots and lots of money by the Fed and by the federal government pumped into the economy to keep it going. And I don't know how to predict whether that's going to last. Now there is an online seminar that y'all could attend if you wanted to, where there will be 3 economists next month discussing where all this is and what it looks like. So we need to still be very careful, I think, to make sure that this continues. And I don't know, without additional, there's 20 million people unemployed.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's gonna come out. But I would like to bring you something at the next month's workshop, which
Yeah, I
would
would
then
too.
could kick in for Christmas.
Is that also including the pay raises for all the employees?
No, we
We
didn't
didn't-
give any pay raises.
Yes.
So
That's why I'm
what I,
wanting them to have something.
so I mean, is that I'm just trying to remember, is that what we discussed? Is that we're just gonna do a bonus instead of maybe a percentage increase?
Well, we've talked about several things. Bob has pulled together some figures that I haven't had a chance to really go through yet. In fact, I think y'all got those last month. What would
That was
happen
for
if
3
we,
months. Yeah, that was for the first 3 months, Mayor.
if we were to pay it as a bonus, but pay the equivalent of if we had given raises in July?
Oh, okay, okay.
And then, well, what I was just thinking off the top of my head at the beginning of all this was if when we get to January and we see everything's flowing correctly, this is just me thinking out loud, and anybody can say anything they want to, but I was thinking that we could retroactively go back the 6 months as a bonus and then give the pay increase going forward so that everybody's basically equal to what they would have gotten had we given the 3% pay increase like we do, have been doing on a regular basis over the last few years. So that was just my thinking out of the box thinking a little bit. But, we can do anything we want. We can do it as a bonus and wait till next year to give the pay increases if we want.
I was just thinking about it the other day, and I couldn't remember if what we had decided yet, or if it was, coming up in the next month, month or two.
It could be safer for us if we do the bonuses and then come back and do another bonus rather than try to give an individual pay increase or pay increases right now. So I don't know. I have to think about it a little bit, and I'll bounce it off the mayor and we can talk back and forth, and then I'll have something ready for you next month.
Okay.
Well, they all deserve it with what we've been through this year.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe we could do a Christmas bonus.
Yes.
I
think we do
We
give
can
we only
talk
give
about
$100.
it.
We give $100 Christmas bonus. Yeah.
I know.
I was gonna say, can we try to, if we're just gonna do a bonus, not the Christmas bonus, but this, instead of the pay raise, and can we see if we can try to do that maybe before Christmas? So
Yeah.
that way they, the employees can have it before then.
Sure. We can do anything you guys want to do.
Okay.
We will have some facts and figures together at the December workshop. And we
Okay.
will make a recommendation to y'all. And then we can decide in December. What the board meeting in December is December the 12th,
14th. Yes, sir. Because the
Okay.
workshop is on the 1st, so there's actually 13 days between the two meetings.
Okay, do we want to, tell you what, let's schedule a special meeting for the 1st, which is the workshop night, so that if we decide to take action at that point, we could do that night on just that situation.
That sounds good to me.
So we can have a called meeting to discuss the bonus salary situation and take action that night if we choose to, and then have
Okay.
a regular workshop.
Yes, sir.
Can I
And-
ask? Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry, Mayor.
No,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
Mayor. Go on. No. Go on.
No, go ahead.
The committee meeting's on the 1st, which is a Tuesday. Why isn't the meeting on the 7th?
Because it's the second Monday of the month. The 7th is the first Monday.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, this
yeah,
hits
Yes.
about 3 times a year where we actually have about 2 weeks between our workshop and our regular meeting.
and
Yeah,
it seems
no,
like forever getting there sometimes.
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. I got it.
Oh, and everybody remember that on December the 1st, we will be swearing in
Right.
the new board members.
Live and in person.
And you.
Yeah, if I won today, I hope I did. Go
I
check
think
that.
you did.
I
I know
bet
you got
did,
almost 2 or
Mayor.
3 votes anyway, Mayor. So you
I
probably.
voted for you, Mayor.
I did too.
Oh,
I
it's
voted
easy to
today.
say
Me
now,
too.
right? Yeah.
There was a write-in possibility there, Mayor. I don't know.
Oh, I know. You never know.
You're in, don't worry.
So we're going. You said we were going to do a live meeting for that, Mayor, since we're going to do the swearing in.
But yeah, we've got to do the swearing in. So if that's okay with everybody, I think we'd probably do an in-person meeting at UTM Center.
On the
Is that the workshop or the
Yeah,
regular
at the
board?
workshop. Yeah, at the
Okay.
workshop.
Okay.
I like your background, Jason.
Thank you. I'm
You're
actually
kind of fading in and out, though.
I'm scrolling to pick another one.
Is that a missed putt or a good opportunity?
That's an awful close shot coming in.
Okay, item E is the 21 holiday schedule. Is this the same as it's been the
Yes,
last
sir.
few years?
Right. It's the same schedule as it has been. There aren't any new holidays in there.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on that? We'll move that to the board then. Review the proposed 21 board meeting and workshops schedule. Well,
Yeah, and there are no board meetings or workshops on holidays, so it all kind of works out. I didn't have to change any days.
Okay. Any questions about that? All right. Next item is the Planning Commission schedule. No problems with that one?
No, sir, it's all the same. They're all on Tuesday.
Okay. And then an Arts Commission, Alderwoman Accardi.
Yes.
The floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to see about if we could do an art commission and have we'd talk possibly about having the museum a place where artists could go to work on their art, but we could have art exhibits. There's a multitude of things that we could do in there. And I think we ought to set up a commission, hopefully through the city. So we don't have to get another 501c. So I wanted to throw that out there and see what everybody thinks.
I think it's a great idea myself. I wonder, Mindy, could you and Bob maybe check some other cities and see what they have and how they're set up and the rules and bylaws and that sort of thing? And
Yes,
pull
sir.
some stuff together and then we could look at that. Is that all right with you, Judy?
Yes. Yes, I just think it's important. We have so many artists down here and it's growing. And our little town just needs something like that.
Yes.
It really does.
Yes, let's, all right, well, let's, if
I
you
think
will
it would be a
work,
good draw from.
will you work with Mindy and Bob,
I-
pull in some information together that we can have a structure and set that up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If that's agreeable with everybody, it'd be great.
Sure.
Agreeable with me.
Okay.
It's good.
Mayor, can
Yes.
can I say something?
Yes, sir.
I get, the biggest question I get from a lot of people is about the museum. Is there any way we could just get a one-page fact sheet of what we envision in the future and the possibility and why we're doing this. I mean, my why is that we become a one-day destination out of Shelby County, and you know, being a destination, it raises sales tax. So, but I'd
Yeah.
really like to have something, you know, that we're all singing from the same sheet.
Now, when people approach you with that, is it, we shouldn't be doing it? I think it's a good idea. What are you going to do? Or
Well,
is it just informational?
they're just questioning, why did y'all buy that? You know, why would y'all go and buy that? And when I talk to them, I can kind of convince them that it's, you know, that it's not going to happen overnight, and it's going to be, you know, an asset to the town, and hopefully it will help produce sales tax money, which we live on.
Absolutely. I mean, that you combine that in there, that building is so large that there's so many multiple things we can do with it. The museum can, you know, could be a true draw out there, but also the arts could be a draw. So I think that what's going to happen is that building is going to be very important to the city as far as the draw goes.
Oh, I think so
right.
too, Judy. But you know, I just like to force
That's
to have
what you have to
just
explain to people is that,
yeah, just a
you
little
know,
rough plan, you know, which can change, but we just need something.
All right,
well,
we will pull together something.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
it was a wise decision to buy that building, believe me.
I got
think
a
so,
question.
too.
I think so too.
We don't have a building that is ours that we can do anything with. So I think it was very wise.
Jason?
Yeah, I know some of us have Facebook pages. If we have something like this drawn up, because I agree with Mike. If I'm approached or if anybody asks me about, you know, the museum, I'd like to have a little bit of information on it, and to, you know, to explain to people what we are trying to do with it. And I'd also was wondering, you know, stuff like that. Could we share that on our Facebook as well? But I mean, is that allowable?
Yeah. Yeah, what we'd need to do is put together a fact sheet, get the board to approve it, and then we could post it. I wouldn't want to put one together without
Because
the board's approval.
I
agree.
would
We
like
put in
to
there.
advertise a little bit more for the town on some things that could be, you know, some people might not go to either the town website or the town Facebook page, or might not be members of it, but you know, that way it kind of informs people too of what we got going on that I may be friends with that, like I said, may not visit those particular sites or pages.
We could put something in the Falcon too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, we've had actually 2 campaigns going for Fayette County, and they've both been based off of the Town of Somerville Facebook page. This month alone, we've reached 8,000 likes, which mean 8,000 people in the surrounding area within 120 miles have liked our page, and we're reaching between 75 and 85,000 people a month.
Wow.
So with
Good.
those numbers, we are reaching people with our posts. However, we don't have any town sanctioned events really to advertise right now. So normally we're advertising, Music on the Square and all of those things. We don't have events, so we're not advertising. But those the 2 ads that we did, one of them had over 600 likes, and it was shared, I believe, 170 some odd times. And that was just a fact based kind of a Fayette County advertisement. And that advertisement will be seen in At Home magazine and Cypress magazine. November and December. So I agree, Jason. If I had something to advertise, I absolutely would be. But right now, we just don't have any events to advertise.
Okay.
But we've been receiving phone calls with positive results too. Didn't you just get a phone call today, Mandy, about something about the
Oh
museum
yeah,
or not?
well, yeah. I mean, we get regular phone calls. We've actually, I was telling Judy last week, I didn't even realize that people were looking at our Somerville Fayette gallery website, and we had an individual that lives in Somerville contact us through that website and offer to her assistance when the museum/gallery opens. So people are paying attention. I'm kind of amazed at how much, in a town of 3,000 people, we have 8,000 people looking at our stuff. So that's pretty nice.
I wanted to add something else. I was talking to Dolores Gresham, and we have already gotten a possible art exhibit in her building where her office is, in the hallway for Jamie Dalby. And Jamie is going to try and get another couple of people involved in that also. But it was going to be at the end of January, but due to COVID, we kind of moved it to March sometime. So we could see what kind of response we get with that and go from there on the art commission. I think once we get the art commission set up and the museum set up, we will then have something to really talk about.
Right. We'll work on that stuff for you.
Well, I'll be up there to talk to y'all.
Okay, we'll work on finding some other cities and looking for their bylaws and stuff like that to set this commission up, and then we'll also work on that fact sheet for you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay. Next item is review the list of surplus vehicles to sell.
So we replaced the Silverado pickup truck, the 2011 pickup truck in the gas department for the gas department. So we're going to replace would like to put that one on Gov Deals. And also the police department has a trailer that we got in a grant several years ago that is not really being used. And I hate to just see it sit there and going downhill. We really don't, we're really not utilizing it anymore. And we would like to put that on Gov Deals also.
Okay, we'll take that to the board for approval. Resolution 19-2020 to participate in the James L. Richards Driver Safety Grant Program.
This is yet another one of these TML grants.
Now, this is a PEP grant.
Sorry, PEP grant. Yes, sir. Sorry. And what are you getting on this, Mendy? Cones and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's $3,500. It's a 50-50 match. And I've talked to Jeep and Jennifer Cannon. And, I said, hey, if I apply for this, what would you like to get? They said they can always use cones and traffic barrels and some pop-up men at work signs that they could put in their trucks. And all of that stuff's quite expensive. But I told them, I said, I don't know if we're going to win, the grant, and we did win it. So this will be the third one that we have applied for. This will be the second one that we've been awarded. We should know about the third one that we talked about last month, but
So this will be
basically all it is.
This will be
Traffic.
primarily paid for through the utility department,
Right.
the various utility departments.
Okay, we'll take that to the board for approval. Contract to hire Andy Kitzinger to design the exterior of the museum building.
So Andy worked on this. He worked on this just a little bit for us while he was working on the roof and showed us potential of what we could do here. So we were wondering what the mayor's always wanted is what the facade of that building looked like. And so we looked across the street at Farmer's Hardware, and we think that that's basically what that building could have looked like. And you can see over here that there's a column that looks basically the same as the column across the street. So what Andy did was he took basically the facade of Farmer's Hardware and he put it on the front of that building down there, just kind of cut and pasted it and put it down there so you can see what it might look like. But that's something that we can do to bring back the old facade and get rid of this 1960s brick and metal windows and metal doors and all that stuff, and get back to what something that it may have looked like 150 years ago. So anyway, in order to do that, I asked Andy to give me an estimate of what he thought it would cost. So he gave me a contract, and that contract, I'll give you here. Sorry. The estimated cost, here's the scope of the work here. And you can, I don't know if everybody had a chance of reviewing this, but he's going to draw it up and bid it out and do all that stuff for us. And it will not exceed $9,500. It could be less than $900, but it won't exceed $9,500. So that's what his proposal is. So I just wanted to know if we were interested in hiring Mr. Kitzinger to do this work for us.
So what do y'all think?
I love it.
I do too.
I just think if we can bite this project off in little chunks, the next phase would probably be doing the interior of the museum, half of that bottom of that building. So if we do it, we have to do the facade first in order to do the interior to the other side. There's no way we can get around that. So if we can just do the exterior first, and then we'll work on the interior of the other side. I think we can kind of bite this off in little pieces, and we can make sure the money's all there to do all these projects as we go along, rather than trying to jump off the deep end all at one time.
Hey, Bob, what about you remember we had some pictures printed up that's up at the UT Martin? I think we put on the wall.
Yes.
Do we may have a picture of what it may have used to look like?
I don't know.
Years
Carolyn
ago?
has one. Do you think, Mindy, that we ask Carolyn if she's got an older picture of the building?
We have asked, the only one that I know of is the Walters Grocery that we've used in the past, but I can certainly find out. I think I'm answering all the question. I had a delay there. You're just wanting an older picture of Walters Grocery, is that correct?
I was just wondering if, we're talking about making it like the bottom picture on that Bob showed us. I was just thinking maybe we could find something of what it used to look like and maybe see what it looked like, several years ago. If we were thinking about maybe putting it back like across the street.
Jason, we've been looking for a picture of that building now for, I'd say I've been looking for 20 years. So I don't know. We've never been able to find a picture of that. Well, I mean, we can find almost every other building in town.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Yes, sir.
That one.
Yep.
And I don't know why, but it's because most of the time when we get a picture of a building, it's because somebody was taking a picture of someone that happened to be in front of the building.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we've just never been able to find one of the old Walters Grocery. Surely there's one out there somewhere, but I don't know where it is.
Well, you would almost think the Fayette Falcon would have some old newspaper pictures.
Well, I know Butch has looked.
Like you're talking about it. They may have took a picture in front of it at one time.
I mean, I know Butch and Carolyn looked through when they put together that nice collection of pictures for us. I feel sure had they found one of Walter's Grocery that it would have been one of the prominent ones. But
Right.
But I
We
think, you know,
continuing
just
to look-
what we've done so far has made the building look better. You
Oh, it
know,
looks great.
I mean, we put the new awning on it, the sidewalk project. James Cannon and Paul Howcroft spent their extra time when they had a couple hours of free time during the day to strip those columns down and repaint them. And you know, it really looks a whole lot better just doing the few things that we've done. And then the roof line is going to look a lot better when we get the roof finished too. So, you know, it's going to start shaping up here.
Okay, well, we'll move that contract to the board for discussion then. I'll think
Okay.
of the right word in a minute.
Yep. Consideration.
Consideration, discussion, something.
Yep.
I'm actually watching election returns over here on the side and not probably paying as much attention as I should be. Discuss selling 1030 South Somerville Street.
Okay, last month, we voted to purchase the property, the vacant property located at 1030 South Somerville, which was the property we spent money to tear down. So we had attached that to their property tax. And so we actually just paid ourselves back the property tax that was due and paid back the county the property tax they were due. So we've got approximately $7,158 in that site. So there are a couple of things we could do. We could opt to sell it. We could put a for sale sign on it and get a realtor and do that, or we could maybe auction it off, or maybe even opt to donate it to Habitat for Humanity or something like that. So I just kind of wanted to know what the board wanted to do with the property down there. What everybody kind of thinks.
How do you find out if Habitat for Humanity would be interested in it or not?
I think we've already contacted them and they are interested. So, I mean, you know, we didn't tell them where it was or anything, but you know, they are interested. They know it's in Somerville.
Yeah. I would love to see us be able to do that. I don't know if we can afford it or not, but I think that would be a great thing. That's just my opinion.
Well, it would get a house built on there, but I guess if anybody bought that property, they would build a house on it. So.
Well, yeah.
And you know, real estate is really hot right now.
I was gonna say, we need to look at selling it because it is so hot.
Right, and we can recoup
It's just
most
a lot. That's all it is.
if we can
Yeah.
recoup most of that that $7,100, that would be pretty good, I guess, to do that.
And if Habitat for Humanity got it and built something, then we get taxes on that, right?
Right, once they give it to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, there's a Habitat for Humanity house up on North Main down there, up the
Right.
street up here.
That's the only one I know of that was ever built here.
Right, and then when that was probably 20 years ago, don't you think?
Oh, at
Somewhere in
least.
there? Yeah, because I remember the Presbyterian Church was involved in some of that, and I guess the Methodist Church too.
Yeah, I think it was more like 25 years ago.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. So what do you think we ought to do?
I don't know.
Well, maybe we can talk to somebody to see what it's worth.
I think we ought to put it up for sale for a while and see if it sells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you want to use a realtor or would you want to try to sell it ourselves?
Mindy, do you have people reacting to your posts that are interested in stuff like that?
Yes. I can
A
answer
lot
that
of
question.
A lot of them are.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, it's just, you know, it's a possibility, you know, I don't know. I'm sure a
Can
real
we
estate
sell it
agent,
ourselves? Can we
Well,
sell it ourselves, Mandy?
that's the question. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could certainly, I would think, Mayor, couldn't we be the agent?
Is he gone? Mayor,
Hello?
you there?
He's watching election results.
Right.
He's not paying a bit of attention to us tonight.
Actually, he is not there at the moment. He's calling me
Something
on the
good or bad
telephone.
might
Hang on
have
a second. He's calling me on the phone. Hang on.
The vice mayor should go on and just take over now.
Go on,
There-
Sandra.
That's right.
It's
Oh,
on.
okay.
Just pick up where he left off.
Okay.
Good.
Hey, Bob, this lot that we paid the tax on to ourselves and then paid the county, how much would the lot have cost us? I mean, since we got taxes out of it, how much did we actually?
I think it's $7,100 is what we actually are out at this point.
Okay.
I think that's correct. We paid 71.
58.89.
Yeah, the town
That's what it
has
says.
repaid. Yeah, so
auction.
basically we paid ourselves back, but then we had to pay the county taxes as well to get it. So I think
Right.
we're just out the $7,100.
Was there a house on it?
There was a house, and that's the
Yeah.
one that we actually paid to have it torn down, and so
How much
that's
was
why
that?
we had
Yeah,
an
I think it was
investment in
condemned.
it. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
What did it cost to
Nope.
have it taken down?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know that part. But we had invested. We had the property. They owed back taxes on it, so we already owned a portion, or we would own a portion of it. We had invested that. And then with the investment of tearing the house down, no one was living there. It was condemned. There were no owners, or the owners didn't want anything to do with it. But Bob can answer that question better.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay. Ronnie, are you there?
I'm sorry, we're still trying to get the mayor back on. He's having trouble getting back on for some reason. So to answer your question, I think it cost us $6,000 to tear it down. And then there were some back taxes and some lawyers' fees and everything in there. And I think the town got about $6,400 out of it, and the county got the rest for taxes. So all of that went to our tax rolls. Got rid of our tax obligation to our own tax rolls. Because we attached all those expenses to their property tax with a lien. So anyway, it did come back to our property tax. However, we're out the $6,000 from, 2 years ago, whenever we tore it down.
Okay. Do we want to bring this to the board
Yeah, that's fine.
Monday night?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do that.
Can we get
Okay.
all the figures that were in on that together?
Yes, I'll get them all exactly. I can tell you
Okay.
exactly what it was.
Okay.
Okay. That's good. Okay. Are we get ready to review the monthly fire stats?
Are you running this meeting now, Sandra?
I'm doing this. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah.
Girl,
Well, the mayor can participate through my telephone for a little while, I guess.
Okay. Well, come on, Ronnie.
He's here. He's listening. He is trying to get back on as best he can. There's the monthly stats, fire stats.
Yeah.
They're pretty steady. I mean, we did 123 this month, which is one of the bigger months of the year. So you can see that EMS calls are at about 81% for the entire year right now.
I'm back. Y'all
All
didn't
right.
Okay.
run while I was gone, did you?
We're on review monthly fire stats, Ronnie.
Okay.
Ronnie, Sandra did a real good job.
Good. I knew she would. That's why I wasn't worried. I was just afraid y'all might spend some money.
Well, we nearly did while you were gone.
We was
Okay.
trying to make it.
Okay, any questions on the fire stats? All right, next item is police stats.
Yep.
Anything to report there?
Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's pretty much the same as the last 6 or 7 months. A little bit more, maybe. Not as much as last month, though.
Okay, any questions there? The police department monthly report.
There's David's report.
I gotta say, I'm really proud of Chief Webb. He does so much with the community.
He gets around.
He does. And
Yes, he does.
It's just so good.
We've had several discussions with all of this that's going on this summer and this fall about the different things, and he is on top of things. I can assure you that.
Yeah.
He is
Doing a
he's
good job.
doing an outstanding job.
He really is.
And coming home from lunch today, I drove past the election office over there at the Methodist gym, and he was outside making sure there wasn't any trouble out there. So I got to talk to him for a couple minutes out there. There was, not really much going on at 12, like 1 o'clock.
There really wasn't. I was over there about then, and
Yeah, it was pretty Deadsville up there.
yeah, I think everybody voted early.
Early voted.
I think so.
I
too.
agree.
They didn't
There
want to
was
get in the
nobody-
line. They didn't want to get in the line today, so they got in line for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah. I was
And I was
smart.
thankful. I was
kept saying,
thankful. I said I was thankful because I did not have to stand in line for 1 moment.
I didn't either. I went straight in, straight out.
Yeah.
And I kept seeing all those lines over on Dogwood and thought, ooh, I'm not going now. But I think everybody in Fayette County voted early, so.
I agree.
I voted this afternoon, around, I say 4:45. And, it pretty much took me maybe 10, 15 minutes at the most from the time I walked in to the time I walked out.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
pretty good.
if I hadn't visited with Debbie Moore, I wouldn't have been in there for 2 minutes.
Okay, review building permit stats, permits issued, and
I would say the most outstanding part of this report is the 10 housing starts that we had.
right.
All on Azalea. So the owner came in, the person that bought the rest of the lots in Azalea came in and picked up, I think 7 or 8 at one time. Looks like 7 at one time. And so it's pretty incredible.
Do they
So
have
things
all those sold, or?
I don't know. I think he's got all the original ones sold. These are all brand new, so they don't have anything on there yet.
Oh, you
but-
mean he's pulled 7 brand new ones?
7 new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought
Yeah.
every vacant lot that was left on Azalea Drive or Azalea Road, whatever that's called. So,
Mayor, as far as I know, they are not listed, so I'm assuming they are sold. They are not listed at all.
Well, I know, when I went down through there one day, there were no for sale signs, but there were
Right.
10 houses going up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's interesting.
it's my understanding that the Meadows is finally going to close or get close to being closed at the end of this week. And they should be starting on that road very shortly afterwards. I know the people in the Meadows are getting antsy about that starting, but it was a lot of stuff that we went through to get that deal put together with DR Horton and Mr. Hirsch. So anyway, I think we're ready to go on it. We just have to get the plats and get them registered this week. So that's what we're going to do. And I think it's ready to go.
Okay.
That they have I think 30. I think there are 33 lots still available in that subdivision. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, next item is code enforcement report.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the code enforcement report. And like I said, code enforcement violations are going to go down since we don't have grass to deal with as much. But basically the five violations that have been ongoing, these are long-term violation issues with it. Stacy's trying to clean up junkyards and that kind of stuff where it doesn't just happen in 1 month. It takes time to get some of these things finished. So she's working with these business owners to try to get them screening up and cleaned up and making sure that the town looks better. So
some of these people that are renting houses need to have to clean up a few things right there on Main Street.
Yeah. So what she's been doing with some of those is actually sending a letter to the property owner and the renter. So some of the renters are supposed to do their own thing, which is not a good thing. But yeah,
I wouldn't think a renter would have to pay for painting their house that they're renting.
No, they don't. No, you talking about right there on the corner of Marginal and Main Street.
That right there.
Yeah, that's been an ongoing issue for a while.
I'm telling you, that is an eyesore if there ever was one.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know. We've been working on that over and over again. So we'll see what happens with that. When she gets back from vacation next week, I'll talk to her about that.
Doesn't Moffett own that one?
That's owned by
Brian Moffett.
No, I don't know I don't think I can pronounce his name. He's East Indian.
Oh.
And
yeah, I think Moffett owns the one across the street.
Yeah, you're talking about the other one across the street. This one is
I'm talking about the one sitting right beside Frogmore.
Oh, okay. Yes, that one probably needs to be looked at also. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, the White House on the same side of the road.
And the one across the street is just pitiful.
Right. The one that's on the same side as the McDonald's, that's the one that's a continued problem also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's on the one that's on the across the street. That's on the east side of Main Street. We haven't really had too much of dealings with that yet. So we'll take a look at that, Sandra.
Okay.
Any other questions on code enforcement? Community Development Director's Report.
Yes, sir. We have finished with the Tennessee Marketing CARES Act. The county was allotted $25,000. We spent $25,116. We will actually be filming the town of Somerville Square tomorrow. So if you'd like to meet in the parking lot that we purchased a couple of years ago next to the Board of Education at 10 a.m., if you'd like to be on camera, we are requiring social distancing and masks. Basically what this Tennessee CARES Act is to show that, the state of Tennessee is open. We are safe to travel in. We are, enforcing social distancing and mask wearing and things like that. So it's kind of neat. We've got a Santa that is going to show up in his business attire to be in the film as well. So that'll be kind of neat in his Christmas mask. So that will be happening tomorrow. Can I say something about this,
Mendy? I would like to say something. Mendy got volunteered for this job. The state, somebody from the state contacted her and asked her to do this for them. So really, this was beyond the call of duty for her, dealing with the entire county, and she's done a great job putting all this stuff together, talking to all the municipalities to find out what they needed. taking videos of every town in the county and putting things together. And she's just done a really good job, and just above and beyond the call of duty for the town. But she's done a great job. Just wanted to tell you that.
You
Well,
go,
thank you,
Mindy.
Bob.
You go,
I
Mindy.
appreciate that. Well, I appreciate that. And I was happy to do it. I like to spend money even
And
if it's
I'm
not
not surprised that you would do that
No.
and do a doggone good job at it too.
Well, thank you very much. But besides that, we've kind of already talked about the Arts Commission with Judy. We will be looking into that more as the mayor requested. And the driver safety grant, we've kind of discussed that. We did send out, this is one of kind of the benefits, the added benefits of this downtown grant. Because we are a Main Street community now and we're designated Tennessee downtown, grants have opened up to our business owners. And I was scrolling through my email and I saw this really great Main Street grant. And as soon as I saw it, it was COVID related. It was for small businesses on Main Streets. I sent it to all of our Main Street businesses, and I had a minimum of 3 Main Street businesses that have applied for that. I was requested to ask or to write a letter for one of them. The other 3 contacted me and said, "Hey, thank you for sending this." So there are benefits, above and beyond just being a Tennessee downtown. And I was happy to have that information, and it was a very easy, user-friendly application. I don't know how much they're going to get. I don't know how all of that money is allocated, but we do have people that are, paying attention and that are, filling that out. So that was good. Besides that, I think, are there any questions?
Hearing none, next item is the Keep Tennessee Beautiful information.
Yes, sir. You'd requested this information, and I got the application. I got all of that. I told Bob it was a little bit more involved than what we had expected. It's not just a membership. It is where we would have to create a committee as well as bylaws. We would have to have board membership and an organizational structure, have a mission statement, guidelines, ordinances, and resolutions for the organization, things like that. So we just wanted to know, how you would like us to proceed, basically.
Is this for the Keep Tennessee Beautiful or the Keep America, or can you do one
No, this
without
is
the
just,
other?
yes, you can do one without the other. And I would definitely recommend the Keep Tennessee Beautiful because it has quite a few less guidelines than the Keep America Beautiful guidelines. But like I said, once I started filling out the application, I thought, man, this is something that the Board of Mayor and Aldermen need to, okay, before we send a check for $150 and I say, oh my gosh,
What did we just get into?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so what we need to do is, I think we need to do a little bit more research on this, Mayor, rather than try to make a decision this time.
Sure.
We'd like to get some more information together and put a plan together for us if we want to do this. And see exactly what we have to do to, before we get in over our heads on this. We have to
Right.
hire somebody to take care of this for us.
Yes, yes,
So-
definitely.
We definitely don't want to have to hire a director for Keep Tennessee Beautiful.
No.
Anyway,
All right,
we'd
so
like to do,
y'all continue to research that.
yes, sir. We'll do that.
Review murals artist portfolios.
I got my favorite.
Well, and these are just ideas. So that, the Tennessee downtown, we have the $15,000. I met with 3 different muralists, and these were their ideas. And what Bob requested that I do is get a couple of ideas from each of the 3, and then also get some examples of their work. So, and again, these are just ideas. These are not what we've, said, oh my gosh, if we use you, this is exactly what we want, nothing like that. But
These
we're
were the free
looking,
ideas that we got, right, Mindy?
right,
Yeah,
right.
this is what we
They,
got.
they
for
were free.
know.
That's right.
So
And
what we
we're
did,
looking,
before we get going, I just wanted to let you know, we did find out from the auditors that we can hire an artist as a professional service. So we don't have to go through the procurement process for that. What we can do is look at ideas from them, from art from them, and decide which one we want to hire as a professional service. Because how are you going to judge between 3 artists? And it's a subjective thing. It's not really an objective type of bid type of thing. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Mindy. Yeah.
no, that's okay. So what they did is these 3 artists kind of came up with ideas. It looks like the mural is going to cost between $8,000 and $15,000. The $15,000 obviously being on the very highest end. And what we would do is, once you guys kind of give us the okay, we'll take this idea to the downtown committee. The downtown committee will then bless it. We will put this project as our request for our funding for the $15,000. Currently, we have the mural, a new awning for the Fair Theater, and possibly a lighted marquee type sign. It wouldn't be exactly a marquee, but it would kind of give it some color. We're looking at between $15,000 and $20,000. So we could go over. But again, we just wanted, to show you kind of what we've been working on for this grant. And I don't know if there's, is there one that you like over the other? Or Bob, do
I
they
don't know.
just choose
I
the
just want
artists that
Buffalo
they
on the
like
wall.
now?
I just want Buffalo on the wall like that.
Right. That's
No,
not
I'm
Well,
possible.
playing with
Bob,
you.
really?
No, I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you. So you can see the different. I don't know if we judge by this
I
3D
like that
design.
one. That's the one
Yeah.
I like.
You like
Which
that one?
one do you like, Judy?
That one that's up on the screen now. I
Right,
think
and this-
it gives the music, the cotton, the farmland, the
That's my
town.
favorite too.
I
The
love
John
that
Deere
one.
tractor, the cotton bowl, the man under the tree playing. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Playing a
And
guitar.
the light behind the field. I just think that is so nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
If we moved it over, we could actually do another light post on the right-hand side too of it.
Well, there is a lot. That is.
Oh, that's the real light post.
Oh,
That's the light
yeah, that's
post.
real.
Oh.
That's the real post.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
mural would be
They just kinda
behind
cut and
that.
pasted it over the top of it.
okay.
Yeah, that's just the, well, and then
Well, I kind of like the
that-
light post behind it.
Well,
I don't know how we're gonna work that one.
Probably couldn't do that.
she said the 4th frame, we could put basically photos of our artists or something that we're going to, we could put a picture of Herb Parsons and, our different artists in there that are going to, possibly be displayed in the museum. We could do several different things with that 4th picture, and we could change those up a little bit. But this is the one above it with the that we had looked at for the alley, the very first one. That was one of her ideas, and that was her first idea. And like I said, that was what we looked at for the alley. And then the second one that she came up with that you all like, And then that third picture is an example of the artwork that she did after, or, that she's done in the past. So
Nice.
she's very capable. She's very good. She's also a local artist.
Who is
Where's
it?
the, you
Barry,
had a
is this
picture,
Barry?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Who is it?
Mary, what's her last name? She's done a lot of this work. To get an idea of what she can do, you could go over to the Baptist church and look at the murals she did up and down the hall. She's good.
Oh, okay.
She lives between here and Williston. I mean, between Williston and Moscow.
Okay.
Mary
She's
Lynch
been there
Minor.
a long time. Yeah. She
Mary
also
who?
fixes stained glass windows. That's what she did for me.
Did she really?
She's good.
Wow.
I'd really like to see pictures of the blues artist up there.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
we
that
talked
would
That
about.
could be good in that other little spot.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that would be the right, and that would be kind of a draw as well. So that's kind of why
Sure.
she left that empty.
Okay.
We could kind of choose what to do with that.
And I'd like to
Um,
see an older
And the
tractor.
man, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I'd like to see an older tractor rather. That's a late model tractor. I'd like to see an older one.
you have one behind your barn there, Mike?
Yeah, I got 13 of them. Yeah.
So Mindy, didn't you kind of want to, before the board made any decision, run this through the Tennessee Downtown Committee that you have a meeting on the 10th or something?
Yes,
wanna-
so we will have a meeting on the 10th. We want to make sure that, these ideas are okay with the board. We will also run this through on the 10th. We just need to decide who is going to be the deciding committee on this.
Well, that's simple. The board is.
No, well, that's
So-
what I thought.
So we need to do it
I
at this
think
meeting then, is that what
I think
you're
it ought to
saying?
be the board.
We have to do it at this,
Well,
and then,
if you would like to get,
What's the
if
deadline?
you would, the 10th we're meeting, we don't have to have it the 10th, but I mean, if you all would narrow it down or give me more direction, I can certainly make that work.
so you're just talking about picking the artist at that time on the 9th?
Yes.
In
Yes.
time for that 10th meeting? And then they
That's
would
correct.
come and we would get some kind of a design by.
What is the meeting on the 10th?
The
That
10th,
would-
so that's, we just confirmed that today. That's Laura Todd. She's the administrator of the grant. She's the one that we met with. She is going to be meeting with the downtown committee on the 10th. I haven't even sent an email out about that one yet. And we will discuss the project. Everybody will give the blessing, and you all will see, that presentation on the 9th on the board meeting, and then we'll get the blessing from the downtown committee, and then we would just go forward. And again, we don't have to have the design of the mural. We just have to have the idea of the mural approved at that point.
Yeah, approved by the who?
Well, you all in the downtown committee. I just want to make sure
All
that
right,
if
now
we
we'll
say,
wait.
hey,
Who is the downtown committee?
that is, let's see, Sandra, you were on that.
Yeah.
Gosh, no, it's Bob, myself, Tammy Lewis, and Tim Stans, and who am I missing?
I attended one of the meetings.
Yeah, Mike attended one of the meetings.
How about
and
Betsy? Is
Betsy Lewis, that's right.
Yeah, Betsy.
Betsy,
Lewis.
yeah, that's it.
Judy, you ought to be on there.
I would love
Yeah,
to be on there. I didn't know when it was.
Yeah, I send out emails, so just be looking tomorrow. I'll be sending an email, but it'll be on Tuesday the 10th at 1 o'clock.
10th at 1 o'clock. Okay.
Yep. And it'll be at City Hall.
Ronnie, you want to be on it?
Well, I attended that last one. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
any
try
of
to be
y'all.
there.
Yeah, everybody's welcome. I
Yeah.
just had to have specific people to list on the grant application.
And what is the name of this committee?
This is for the downtown, the Tennessee Downtown Committee, the $15,000 we won for the designation.
Okay.
So,
And it's at
And
1
this
o'clock?
girl has some really good ideas too, because you know she said her biggest achievement was the mural that's downtown in Collierville. She lives in Collierville, and you know the mural downtown in Collierville that's so gorgeous.
I'm not
yeah, the
familiar
huge
with it.
one.
I haven't been to Collierville in a while. Okay.
It's on the square, and
Is
I
it?
guess, yeah. If you go around the
Oh.
square, you can't hardly miss it.
We
It's
need a
on
good
side
mural.
building.
So when we do the alleyway, we need someone really good to do that too.
Yeah.
Right. So
So-
this was the first option. The second option is on there. Bob, if you want to show the second option.
No.
You know what I like? I don't like that second one either at all.
No.
It reminds me of a
boring.
Coca-Cola advertisement,
It
even though it is
does.
the top of the courthouse.
It's boring.
I
It
completely
is. Nothing
understand.
to it.
Yep.
Hey, Ronnie, have you ever been to Collierville and seen that mural?
Yes, I'm trying to remember, but yeah, I've seen it.
It just flows. It's not like square boxes like this. It just flows all the way down the building.
So
I mean,
this,
it is so gorgeous.
this one that we're showing right now, the third proposal, that is actually from the artist that created the Collierville mural. And
Okay.
what we liked about this is, if you'll notice those two round areas, that's actually the windows that are existing there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
We were going to work
so-
that door in. Do you remember we were talking about the door and we were just
Well,
going to
this
work
isn't-
in the
this
mural?
isn't going to be that large. It's just going to be kind of in that space. Now, Mary went ahead and she kind of made it larger, but the space and the amount of money that we have really is only about a 12-foot by 30-foot. And so that's about what this is scaled as. Now, the great thing about that is if we choose to do it again, or if we can always add to it. But this was the Collierville mural artist. And this
The
was
one that has the two deer on the top
Yeah.
yeah, the one that's showing right now. Uh-huh.
and cotton bow. I'm just scrolling up on my iPad.
Yeah, it's got the cotton bowls in there and the guitar.
Guitar
Yeah.
and
Right.
and,
And the
the two
deer.
windows are perfectly situated,
Yes.
and the deer at the
And
top
then-
for hunting and
And the wrong date of establishment.
right.
Right.
I like.
Yeah, should be
But the
1825,
inside,
but that's all right. Yeah.
the inside of it would be kind of a choice of what, if we chose to do the artist and Herb Parsons, if we chose to do something like that on the inside. They just wanted, they don't normally give out designs for free, but they said, hey, we'd love to have this project. So we went ahead and just did kind of, a portion of this for you.
But so the next page is the quality of their artwork other places. So
Yeah.
you can see the mural above those bison on the right hand side. That's what their mural might look like. And then you've got the other mural on the other side. It looks like it's like the whole side of the building is what it looks like, just looking at it. Looks like the side of two buildings because it looks like the other one's in the background there.
On the example 3, that would have been color, wouldn't it?
Pardon me?
And that example 3, it's pictured
Yeah,
in black
so-
and white, but would that be in color, the actual mural?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. It would be in
Yeah,
color.
it would be in
She
full
just
color.
didn't want to give us she wasn't really interested in giving us any free artwork. So she didn't really give us a good idea of what our design might look like. But this is an example of her work. And if you've been to Collierville, you've seen example of her work in Collierville.
Oh, it's fabulous. I
And
think
again,
we ought to not have 2 deer at the top. I think we ought to have quail or something in one place.
What
well,
about
and
that?
Just
again,
2 deer.
these are just ideas. These are just
Yeah.
workups. Basically, what we have to do is we have to say, hey, for this $15,000, we want to apply, we want to get a mural. So that's basically what we're looking at right now. We don't have to choose a design. We don't have to choose an artist even right now. We just have to make sure that, hey, this is, we want to do a mural for X amount of dollars, and that's what we're going to apply for this TN downtown grant.
Okay.
Well, will that grant be able to, I guess you can say, piggyback on top of the 15,000 that we already have?
Well, this is the 15,000. We just have 15,000. It's not an addition to.
Anything
Oh,
above
so-
15,000, we would be on the hook for. We would pay for.
So we haven't already received a grant for this.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
no,
This
we
is a
have the grant.
reimbursable grant.
Do what, Bob? So we don't already have any money for this?
No.
We
You-
won't
we
get
have
it
to-
until we do it. We have
Right.
to pay
Okay.
for it, and then they give us the money back.
Oh, okay.
But it's a 100% grant, $15,000. If we spent $15,000, we would get 15,000 back. If we spent 16, we get $15,000 back.
I say
Okay.
you've got some good examples, Mandy, of
Oh, well, thank you.
projects.
I think if
If
you
y'all
look at
wanna-
the first person's examples here, which are like the beach thing and the turtle and the eagles, you can kind of see, not turtle, sorry, the eagles on the one side and then the fox and the river on the other side. You can kind of see the quality of that artist's work. And then you can take a look at the quality of the third artist's work and see with the buffalo mural above that. I guess those are stuffed buffalo underneath there, I guess.
No, that's actually painted.
That's painted also. Okay.
Yes.
So you can see the quality of her work, and you know the quality of that artist's work in Collierville also.
Right. It's different.
Right. And
It's
yes.
more quality. The third one is, I think.
Probably, yeah.
If anybody would like to see the Collierville one, all you got to do is Google Collierville, Tennessee mural, and it'll pop up. It's pretty nice.
Well, I try to
Good
do
for
that,
you.
but I can't. I'm afraid I'm going to cut everybody off if I do something crazy with my internet. So I'm going to let that. I'm going to defer that to other people. Let them look on their own.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Mayor Mike French, I'm leaving the meeting. I have another commitment.
Well, you can't
Bye,
do that.
Mike.
Okay, well, I am.
You're not supposed to do that.
Nice to talk to everybody. Thank you.
Bye, Mike.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Boy, that is a super mural. And that takes up the whole wall.
That is pretty big. If you look at where the
that
two
is-
windows are on the side, they're in that mural.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty big.
It's
That-
really big.
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of think we need to do our whole wall.
Well, after I seen this, I was sort of thinking the same thing. And Mindy said something about, what do you say, a 12 by 30?
Yes,
sort of
the one pictured right there, artist 3 proposal, that's a 12-foot by 30 mural. And that, it would again be full color. And that would be artwork on the inside frame. The one from Mary Lynch Minor, that one would be larger.
You had you had another rendering with like basically the artwork spread out across the whole wall. Do you remember that? Do you have that one around anywhere? You know what I'm talking about with all the music stuff on it? It was like basically Music City artwork.
Well, all that was the first mural,
Yeah.
only it wasn't in a frame. It
Right.
was the same picture. It just wasn't in a frame.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What is the size of that wall?
Oh gosh, I
It's-
don't even know.
It's 100 feet long by 12 feet high. It might be taller than that. It might be 15 feet high.
Yeah, I think it's 15.
The building is almost 100 feet long, so, or it's probably at least 100 feet long.
Yeah.
Kind of agree with Miss Judy. I think if we do it, I'd kind of like to maybe see the whole wall painted.
Well, that's what this is like right here. If you look at the
Yeah.
next picture with the buffalo, that's the whole wall painted.
Oh, that's 100 foot.
And then the guy playing
With the buffalo.
basketball and the family over here with the bicycles and the houses in
Yeah.
the background, that's a
This
whole
is
wall.
all
That's
on
an
one
entire,
wall.
that's an entire building they painted.
Yeah.
Well,
That's an entire building.
I don't care for that being a whole. I mean, it's too broken up.
Well,
But
again,
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Right. Again,
It-
we're just approving the idea. We are ready to apply for a mural. The examples, we
Yeah.
can get we can try to get a few more, and she would, if we chose to do the whole wall, you're looking at quite a bit. That small 12 by 30, you're looking at, $15,000 by that one artist. Now, Mary is a little bit more reasonable, but hers is not as detailed either. So it's kind of one of those,
That's Mary's right here, right?
Yeah.
that is correct.
Well, see, I think if we spread that out some, that would be nice to have on there. And it may not be as detailed, but it definitely reflects our community.
Sure.
Okay, let's,
So-
all right, I think I'm hearing consensus on a mural and may take a special meeting to figure out exactly what it would look like, but if we'll take that to the board then for approval, that's what we want to apply for, is that agreeable?
Yes.
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 Okay. All right, next item is the Planning Commission.
Planning Commission report. We had a Planning Commission meeting. We worked on the final plat for the Meadows, which should be registered this week. I'm supposed to get all the signatures on the signature page by tomorrow, and then I'll take it over there tomorrow. Well, Stacy's on vacation, so I'll take it over there for her. We also discussed some more of the guidelines for the BZA guidelines and that kind of stuff for the zoning ordinance, to update the zoning ordinance, part 1 and part 2 of the zoning ordinance, which has to do with the Board of Zoning Appeals guidelines. We did have a design review commission. We actually had 3 items on the design review commission agenda. The 50 Jernigan Drive, that's the Palmyra building, that's Memphis Contract Packaging. They approved the change in that, which they added plants to the front rather than put brick in the front. They discussed the preliminary design of 30 Jernigan. 30 Jernigan is where the old Big Fish was, that they're going to put a used car lot on. I have seen some designs on that today. That was kind of a preliminary discussion, and I think he's got the right idea. We're just waiting for the actual layout of the building and parking spots on the property. And then the building located at 500 Teague Store Road, that's Christ Presbyterian Church. They reviewed that addition and approved that addition on Christ Presbyterian Church. The design of that
questions?
addition, yes.
Any questions on the planning commission report? Public work manager's report?
Yes, sir. Looks like they installed 38 new
Anything
gas
you need to,
services.
anything that you need to point out?
No, sir.
Okay, any questions on that? Okay, the monthly report.
Just shows you, this is Mike likes this report, so I put all the gas stuff on there. I did notice today that the spot price on gas, I think, said $2.99, and we have a 5-year winter strip at $2.58.5. So if that is the case, we're in the money on that winter strip. So that winter strip purchase starting today, or starting November the 1st, which was this weekend, Sunday, we buy 1,000 a day at $2.58.5. So if the price is higher than that, we still get it at $2.58.5. Of course, if the price is lower than that, we still have to pay $2.58.5. But I think we're already in the money on that deal. And these are the other projects that we've been working on. If you have any questions about the rest of that.
Okay. Review the budget for additional work to be done through the 2015 TDOT Transportation Alternatives Grant with 80% grant, 20% match.
Yes, and I have some updated information on that as well, and I'll give that to you in just a minute. So it's going to be a lot of numbers, unfortunately. I'm sorry. The project number one that we've been talking to them about doing. First of all, we've already gotten preliminary approval from TDOT to include these in grant funds. So we will pay 20% of all these costs when you get there. All right. So this would all be 80-20 matched. We pay 20, TDOT pays 80. All right. I don't know if you noticed already, but they tore down that light. A truck went through there and ripped that light off its base there, and within a week, basically, of doing this project. In fact, when we were out there reviewing it, they said that looks like it's in a really bad place, and a week later, the light wasn't there anymore. And you can see that you can see the tire tracks going right across here. Look how far up the tire tracks are on the sidewalk, going right across everything. So,
And the concrete's already cracked.
Yeah, the sidewalk's already cracked. Yeah. So what the first project would do, the cheaper version of this project, would be just to fix this corner, not change anything about the corner except add thicker concrete and replace this light area here with a block of concrete rather than have a light there, because we don't really want to put a light there if it's going to get torn down in a week. So we can just eliminate that light, and that would be pouring thicker concrete along this area. That project would cost us $12,000, a little less than $12,000 if we wanted to do that. So we would pay, our portion of that would be 20% of that cost. The next project, what this would do is, I don't know if you've noticed, but this lane here is very narrow after we finish the project. So what this project would do would come back here about 40 feet from the corner and widen that lane to back to 12 feet or to 12 feet, and change all this area where hopefully no trucks would drive across the pavement. Probably moving this one particular light back a little bit, and of course, still eliminating that other light and doing whatever they have to do. That project the cost for that would be $30,000. Of course, ours is 20% match, about $6,000 on that. Then the other portion of this project that we were talking about doing, well, that's those two pieces. Do we have any idea that do you want to kind of fix the big part of the project or just a little part of the project? The big project, the $30,000 project would make this lane 12 feet again, or 12 feet.
I don't
sorry.
know why we would have ever cut that lane back from 12 feet.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And I don't know who thought a truck could make a turn at 10 feet in a 10-foot lane.
Well, I was just driving over here tonight, and just a pickup truck drove up on the road on that sidewalk. He was,
Well,
Sounds like a
he was going
T-dot
straight.
problem.
It
He was
needs
going
to go back to 12 feet.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I think so too.
It sounds like that was
And
a
we
T-dot
need to fix
problem.
it right the first time.
Yes, I think so too. And now that we have 80% money, I think now's the time to take care of that.
I think so too. Let's go with it. Or bring it to the board.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The other project
Ronnie,
is,
is that okay?
Yes, I think that's exactly what we need to do.
Okay.
the other project is something that was part of the original project, but was cut out for budgetary reasons to keep us under a certain amount of money, would be to replace the sidewalk from the corner of Ricky Rosser's building over here, all the way down to this other corner, making this an ADA compliant corner and all that, changing, fixing all this sidewalk along here. I did speak to Ricky about these grates. You know, there are two grates in here, and then you got the doors that go, the basement doors. But the basement's been filled up for 30 years or more. So there is no basement down there anymore. It's just dirt. So we would not have to replace those grates. We're just going to take them up, put a brand new sidewalk in all the way up to the corner of the building. And we wouldn't go all the way to the corner because that corner down there is going to be part of the next grant. So we're just going to kind of end it right here at the end of the building and then bring it all the way down here. And again, this is 80%. And the cost of this project is roughly $35,000. We would be a little bit less than $7,000 on the match. And we would get a brand new sidewalk. That would be basically the last part of the sidewalk that we would need to have done on the square, on that one block square, maybe a little bit more on the other side next to the Falcon, but that's a bigger project. So we'll have to look at that in the future. But we could get this done with the 80% money. How does everybody feel about that?
It needs to go to the board. I think it sounds good.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
Okay.
So in addition, today I found out that we were a little bit over budget. We were about $43,000 over budget on this project because of the bid was a little higher. Well, it took us 5 years to get to the bid. So the bid was higher. Also, so we can apply for that, and TDOT has already approved that based on getting us a letter to get the matching funds on that overage. So again, we would get the money back that we've already spent. Basically, we would get 80% of the money back that we've already spent just by including that in this asking for these additional funds.
Good.
So I think, so what the entire bridge right now is, the entire projects, these two projects plus getting refunded on the overages would be $108,000. We would get $86,500 of that back. So I think
What's the difference there?
it's about 22,000. About 22,000, but we've already spent 43,000. I think we're going to come out basically even, because if we don't get these things refunded, then I don't know. I hadn't done all the math on it, but it's about $22,000.
Okay.
All right, let's take that to the board then on Monday night.
Yes, sir.
Review the quote for proprietary purchase of 101 gas meters.
Yes, sir. Hang on one second. I'm just writing this down. Hang on.
Are these residential meters?
Yes, sir. They're the 275 meters. We've been putting in a lot of meters. Again, it's wintertime and everybody's turning their gas on, and we've got ridiculous amount of building. This is the same thing we do about every 4 months, 3 or 4 months.
All right, we'll take that to the board.
Yes, sir.
fiscal 21 agreement for sewer system services for the lagoon.
Right, the Arlington Park sewage lagoon that we've been operating for the county for the last 2 years. We did not get the contract done with the county this year so far. So, you know, we forget to do these things, and, you know, because it's renewed every year. So what I did was I asked Tom to change, to put in paragraph 11 to keep this term renewed, additional 1 year term, automatically renewed these terms every year unless one or the other parties actively cancels the project, cancels the contract. So we would not have to renew this contract every year. This has been, I think, worked out well for both the county and us. And I talked to Jeep, and everything is going smoothly with that lagoon. And he has no problem continuing to maintain it for us. And it makes us about $18,000 a year. And we have, of course, we have some expenses against that 18,000, but they pay for everything. So they cut the grass, they pay for all the chemical analysis and all that stuff, the chemicals to do everything they need to do with the lagoon. All we do is operate it and use our certificates to operate that lagoon. So what we would like to do, and I talked to Skip, he's in favor of automatic renewal instead of every year having to renew this agreement.
Can we, in 11, do we need to go 180 days? That's 6 months.
See, the last time they had trouble finding somebody to take over that lagoon. So I think that's really a protection for the county rather than us.
That's what I think too. So
right. So we could lower
I'd
that.
like
if you
to
want.
see that 90 days myself.
Okay. Hang on a second. I think 90 days should be enough. Okay.
Okay, we will take that then to the board. Any questions or comments on this?
No.
Take that to the board then for approval. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody have anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, then we will see everybody Monday night at the board meeting.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Have a nice
Thank you.
election night.
Good night.
Okay. Let's go see TV.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you all.